In this video, we will talk about how to find the sum of a finite geometric series. Now, as a reminder, a geometric series is just a series of numbers where to find the next value in the series, you multiply or divide by some constant. And finite just means that there are a known number of terms in the series, as opposed to infinite, where the series just goes on and on and on forever. So to find the sum of a finite geometric series, you can use this formula right here. The sum, denoted as S, of n total terms in the series, S sub n is equal to a1, where a1 is the first value in the series, times 1 minus r, where r is the common ratio between the terms in the series, to the power of n, where n is the total number of terms, divided by 1 minus r. So I have two examples of how to actually use this formula in practice. So let's check out this first example. Let's say we want to find the sum from n equals 1 to 9, remember this symbol just means sum, of 4 times 3 to the power of n minus 1. So to use this formula to actually calculate the sum of the series, it helps if we can list out the first few terms in the series. So n equals 1, let's find the first term. So if we plug in a 1 right here to this formula, we get 1 minus 1 is 0. 3 to the power of 0 is just 1, and we have 1 times 4, which is 4. So the first number in the series is 4. All right, let's find the second number in the series. So if we plug in a 2 right here, we get 2 minus 1, which is 1. 3 to the power of 1 is 3, times 4 is 12. And let's do one more. Let's find the third value in the series. If we plug in a 3 right here, we get 3 minus 1 is 2. 3 squared is 9, times 4 is 36. Okay, so to use this formula, we need to know the first number in the series, a1. Well, we can see that's 4. So let's write that right here. a1 is equal to 4. We also need to know what's the common ratio between the values, so r. The way we find that is just pick any number in the series and divide it by the previous number. So let's pick a 12. If we divide that by 4, 12 divided by 4 is 3. Or even if we pick this number, 36, and we divide it by the previous number of 12, 36 divided by 12 is 3. So that's how we can find the common ratio. And lastly, we need to know n, the total number of terms. Well, we said that we're going to take the sum from n equals 1 up through 9. So 1 through 9, that's just 9 total terms. So n is 9. So these are the numbers that we can plug into our formula to find the sum. So we'll say the sum is equal to a1, which is 4, times 1 minus r is 3 to the power of n is 9, divided by 1 minus r, which we said is 3. So we get 4 times 1 minus 3 to the 9th. 3 to the 9th, if you punch that in a calculator, is 1 minus 19,683. And then we have divided by 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So we'll notice we can do 4 divided by negative 2 and just reduce this to negative 2 times 1 minus 19,683 is negative 19,682. And if you multiply these two values together, you get 39,364. So that is the sum of the 9 values in this geometric series. All right, let's try one more example. Let's say we have the geometric series 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8, and we want to find the sum of the first 6 terms in this series. So in this case, we have already been given the first few numbers in the series. So we can see that a1, or the first value, is just 1. Now next we need to know r, the common ratio. So again, we said just pick any number and divide it by the previous number in the series. So 2 divided by 1, that would just be 2. Or if we wanted to do 4 divided by 2, that's 2. Or 8 divided by 4, that's also 2. So the common ratio is 2. And n, the number of terms we're going to find, is 6. So we can plug these values into our sum formula, and let's see what we get. The sum is equal to a sub 1, which is 1, times 1 minus r, we said is 2, to the power of n. N is 6. Divided by 1 minus r, we said is 2. So we get 1 times anything is just itself, so we get 1 minus 2 to the 6th. 2 to the 6th is 64, so we get 1 minus 64 divided by 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So we get 1 minus 64 is negative 63 divided by negative 1. A negative divided by a negative makes a positive, so our final answer is 63. So the sum of the first 6 terms in this geometric series is 63. So you can use this formula up here to calculate the sum of any finite geometric series.